If you've ever felt watched, even when no one was there, this video is about you. Not paranoia, not imagination, and not anxiety. It's something your brain learned a long time ago and never turned off. Most people think being watched is something external, cameras, eyes, judgment. But for many people, the watching happens from inside. You can be alone in your room, no one around, no sound, no pressure, and still, your body behaves like someone is present. Your posture changes, your words feel monitored, even if you're not speaking. Your thoughts slow down, like they're being reviewed before approval. This isn't random, it's a system, and it didn't start with you. There's a moment most people don't remember clearly, but their nervous system never forgot it. The moment when being observed became unsafe. Not dramatic, not traumatic in the movie sense, just consistent. Being corrected while expressing yourself, being watched too closely, being evaluated instead of understood. You learned that visibility had consequences, so your brain adapted. It built an internal observer, a silent presence that stays alert just in case. Not to hurt you, to protect you. That's the part most people miss. This system isn't broken. It worked. It helped you survive an environment where being seen incorrectly had a cost. Here's where it gets subtle. Over time, the external observer disappeared, but the internal one stayed, and eventually you stopped noticing it. You didn't feel watched. You just felt careful. You filtered your words, adjusted your reactions, edited yourself before you were fully formed. Not because someone demanded it, but because your brain learned that anticipation was safer than correction. So even now, when no one is there, your nervous system keeps the lights on, just in case. This is why some people struggle to relax completely. Not physically, mentally. Their body rests, but their awareness stays alert. They can enjoy moments, but never fully disappear into them. There's always a sense of being slightly visible, not judged, not threatened, observed. And the strange thing is, this observation doesn't feel hostile. It feels normal. That's how you know it's old. People with this pattern often hear the same advice. Stop overthinking. Just be yourself. No one's watching. And logically, they know that's true. But logic doesn't run this system. Conditioning does. Your brain isn't responding to the present. It's responding to a memory of how visibility once worked. Here's something important. This isn't about fear. It's about self-monitoring. Your brain learned to stay one step ahead of reaction, to preempt misunderstanding, to avoid friction, to reduce exposure. So instead of being spontaneous, you became precise. Instead of expressive, you became accurate. Instead of loud, you became controlled, and maybe rewarded for it. That's the part nobody talks about. This pattern is often praised. You're called mature, thoughtful, composed. But internally, there's tension because you're always partially performing, even when the audience is imaginary. At some point, the watcher became part of your identity. You don't feel controlled by it. You feel guided by it. It tells you when to pause, when to soften your words, when to hold back emotion. And because it's quiet, you trust it. But trust doesn't mean freedom. Here's the key shift most people never make. You are not being watched. You are watching yourself. Not because you're insecure, but because once self-observation was safer than external judgment. Your brain chose control over chaos, and it chose correctly at the time. This is why complete privacy feels unfamiliar to some people, why silence feels loud, why unfiltered expression feels risky. Because when the watcher turns off, there's a moment of disorientation, and the brain doesn't like uncertainty, so it turns the observer back on, automatically. The goal is not to kill this system. That would feel unsafe. The goal is distance, to notice the watcher without obeying it instantly, to recognize when your awareness is protecting you and when it's just repeating an old rule that no longer applies. Here's something subtle. Freedom doesn't feel free at first. It feels exposed. And exposure triggers the very system you're trying to step away from. That's why change feels uncomfortable, even when nothing bad is happening. So if you've ever wondered why you feel on display in moments where nothing is demanded of you, why your inner voice stays measured, why you rarely feel unobserved, even alone, there's nothing wrong with you. Your brain learned visibility early, and it never learned how to fully turn it off. Awareness doesn't erase this pattern, but it loosens it. It creates space between the observer and the observed, and space is where choice begins. You don't need to become fearless. You don't need to be louder. You don't need to break anything. Just notice when you're being watched and gently ask, who is doing the watching and why now? That question alone changes the system, not immediately, but permanently.